When you're setting up your notepad, you want to set it up based on the size that you want your actual notepad to be. So I want my notepad to be 4 inches wide by 8.5 inches high or long. So that's going to be kind of like a list style notepad. I'm going to name it here Notepad or Memo Pad. I know I keep using them interchangeably. One artboard, and then here where it says bleed, I'm going to just click one of these and it should take all of them if this is pressed. And I'm just going to add a 0.25 inch bleed to my document. And then when I hit create, it doesn't show the bleed. How come? Let's see. There we go. So I must have turned my guides off, but yours will probably show that. If it doesn't, if you look under there, view, guides, show guides, if yours aren't showing up. But so this red line is the bleed. The edge of the artboard is the size of the paper, so that's what I'm going to cut it down to. But we're going to use this little area in between to extend anything that we want to go off the edge of the page. So for example, if I want to have a kind of the top area to have a color, so I'm going to go like this and maybe kind of give it this little, I'll take off the stroke and give that a black. So maybe I want that top edge to have a black kind of bar. I don't want to have it right on the edge of the artboard because the reality of me being able to cut right on there and you not get a little bit of white is very, very low. So I'm going to go ahead and extend it all the way to the bleed so that it goes off the edge of where I'm at. The next thing I want to show you is how to create lines. So let's say I want to make some lines, and I'm going to use what's called the blend tool. So I'm going to start with just one line. I'm holding shift to get myself a nice horizontal line. So when I draw my line, if I hold shift, it makes it straight. I'll do that again so you can see. So here's the line tool. I'm going to click my mouse and then start pulling, but you see how it can angle. If I hold shift, it'll keep it in place. And I've got it there. So to do this easily, I'm going to select one and I'm going to copy and paste it so I know they're exactly the same. So I Control C and Control V. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom. So let's say I want one here and I want the last one to be here and the first one to start here. So then I'm going to rubber band select these two. I'm going to align them here by clicking that center align. Go to Object, Blend, Blend Options. And then while I'm in these blend options, I want to look for specified steps. So right now it's saying 8 is kind of what it defaults to, and I have a feeling I'm going to want more than that. So I'm going to just try a different number. I'm going to try 24 and hit OK. Now, when I go to Object, Blend, Make, it fills in to make sure I have 24 lines. Now I might be like, oh, is that too narrow? Do I want it wider? I'm not sure. But if I go here and I go to 100%, this is kind of how big it is in IRL, you know? And I'm like, do I like that? Do I not like that? Maybe it's too tiny and I want less lines. I can go back to Object, go back to Blend, Blend Options, and let's try 16 and hit OK. And then it adjusts that. Do you see that? So maybe that looks a little bit better. That's more of how I want to kind of be able to do it. I'm going to do the same thing now with a little box because I love to check things off. So I'm going to zoom in here. Got this little checkbox. And I'm going to put it maybe like here. Let's try this. We can always mess with it later. I'll zoom back out. Take my checkbox. I'm going to copy and paste it. Let's see how it works. I want to see if it lines up. It's going to be an experiment. So that's kind of where I want the bottom one. I'm going to get these both. I'm going to center them. Object, blend, make. Ugh, I don't like that. I don't like how the spacing is. Now there's probably a place. We're going to object, blend, blend options. Could probably go in here to specify distance and adjust it. See if something, oh no, I don't like that. We could kind of probably play with some of this, but I think this one might be too hard. Maybe someone with more mastery than I do can do it. But I'm going to go back to where I just had those two. These ones I'm just going to eyeball it. So I'm going to go here. Let's zoom in. Hold my Alt key, click and drag, let go, click and drag, let go. So this one I'm just kind of eyeballing about where I want them. So click, drag, holding the Alt key to do the quick duplication. Now I could work smarter, not harder, and now go get a bunch of these. Let me center them, copy and paste. So now I have a bunch more. Oh no, I lost them. That's pretty close, right? I think I need one more. And this looks pretty sad. We don't want to turn anything in like this. Do you see how wobbly it is? Wobble, wobble. We do not want a wobbly one. We want to make it nice and even. And then let's see what happens if I hit vertical distribute center. Oh, that looks way better. What do you guys think? That's pretty close, right? So this is a way to kind of do the very basics of what you might put on a memo pad in some quicker ways where you can really look at how you're aligning things. You can use that blend tool to make your pattern or to fill in the lines in between. You'll notice that they're one big one now, so it's one big kind of shape. And then it didn't quite work with the check boxes. It probably could, but I just went ahead and made them myself. So those are some tools in how to make a whole bunch of a shape.